Okay, so just for a quick warm up, feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart, just an easy squat. So sitting down and coming up, and don't go so low just yet. Just kind of feel where your joints are at the beginning of the day here, right? So nice and easy, sitting low. And we have about 5 more. And feel your quads, your glutes, your core, your shoulders. 2 more. 1 more. And let's rotate through your body. So getting a little bit of rotation through that mid back. Let the hips press forward. Let your heels pivot. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing together. And come center, put your hands on your shoulders, touch your elbows, and circle them all the way around. Delicious. And feel your shoulders start to lube up. A little more range of motion means those shoulder presses are going to be easier. If you want to and are ready, palms rotate around. So make it a little bit bigger, feeling those postural muscles. And beautiful. Step out a little bit wider. Take a side reach. Inhale up, exhale over. And let's do 4 more. And thinking about that lateral movement, before we get there, actually taking your hinge. Put your hands right here in your hip flexors. Make sure there's a nice crease right there. Tailbone is rocking up, lower back stays static. Now slide your hands down your thighs, squeeze your glutes and come up. If you notice as I come up, there's no extra bump and grind right there. I'm just standing straight up. And let's do 3 more. And the continuous motion in and of itself is really going to start to elevate your heart rate as well. Bring the feet in. You're going to rotate in. So you can't really see my feet, but turn the toe in, turn the toe in, turn the toe in. So internal rotation through the hip, turning on your inner thigh muscles. Let's do 4 more. And 3, and 2, and 1. Step out wide, find your hinge and shift it side to side. So now really activating the side of your hips, stretching out your inner thigh muscles. And let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step in, paying attention to your feet. Press over your big toe joint, wiggle, put that down, other foot, wiggle. And if your big toe joint is jammed up, your ankles are not going to be as mobile as you need them to be. And let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step out wide, take a curtsy lunge. Step back, step out to the side, drive your knee to your second and third toe. And let's do 4, you go, 3, 2, and 1. Walk out to plank. Option to hold plank. Option to walk back in and walk back out. Finding heat in the shoulders, finding heat in the core. And let's do 2 more. And I'm going to call us ready. 1 more time. Walk in, walk out, hold your plank, breathing deeply. I'm going to get my timer set up and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up to standing with one of your heavy dumbbells. First minute of exercise is your sumo squat. Dumbbells here at your chest. Feet are slightly wider than hip distance apart. Option 1, just down and up. You can be body weight or you can hold your dumbbell right here. Option 2, you add a heel lift. Option 3, you add a chest, shoulder press with that heel lift. So you have 1 minute starting now. You want to sit down as low as you can. Breathing deeply, dropping those hips to the ground. You want to make sure, guys, that your chest is facing forward. You don't want to be looking down at the ground. So if this dumbbell is pulling you over, what could you do to pull those shoulder blades together? Now, the lower you go with your hips, the harder your quads and your glutes are going to work. I'm not doing any of this right now with you, so I'll just keep coaching you as best I know. You got 25 seconds more. If you're feeling good and you feel like everything's in place, give yourself a little speed now. It's going to get the heart rate up. Add that shoulder press if you haven't yet. Let the elbows pull in. You guys look really good. When you come down, keep that dumbbell right here at your chest. Don't bring it any lower than here. Yes, you want to control that. And you have 5, 4, 3, 2, put the dumbbell down. Beautiful. Next minute exercise. Walk out to plank. You may stay in plank or you give yourself 2 shoulder taps. Walk back to your toes. So 1 minute, walk out, find plank, shoulder tap, walk back. You got a minute starting now. When you're doing those shoulder taps, your hips are going to try and rock side to side, and you're going to try and keep them really solid. So the way to do that is in your plank, press your hands down, take your feet wide, squeeze your butt as hard as you can. And that's going to help stabilize you, remembering that your glutes are part of your core. So you don't have to be fast on the taps. You don't even have to do the taps if you don't want to. But notice that this actually does get your heart rate right on up there. Breathing deeply, you've got 30 seconds more. The next exercise, we are going to stay on the floor, hanging tight. And it should feel pretty good now. So we've got sets of 3 exercises done twice, just so you know what to expect. And we have 4 rounds of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next exercise, come to your back. Feet is by your bum. Feet are by your bum. Elbows into the ground, lift the hips and lower down. If you have your band with you, Karen, I saw that you had yours. You can wrap it around your thighs and make this a little bit more for your hips. Minute starts now. And this is not something that you necessarily need to do quickly. But what I need you to do is before you squeeze your glutes, pull the belly back. So right here on the side, that's actually your hip flexor. Tighten and press down toward the floor as you lift up. So you're engaging in the hip flexors as well as the glutes and the hamstring. Really important. Those hip flexor muscles have to be just as strong as your glutes to keep your hips healthy and safe. I know from a personal experience. Here we go, breathing deeply. And you have 20 seconds more of that bridge. Enjoy, because then we're gonna stand up and do it all one more time, starting with that sumo squat. Good. Get those hips up. Feel the squeeze of the glutes just for a breath, just for a beat before you go back down. There you go, nice and controlled. Press your whole foot into the ground and release and relax. If you're banded and want to keep your band on for your next set of squats, go for it. You don't have to, but stand up with your dumbbell. One more time, feet are a little wider than hip distance apart. You can sit down. You can sit down, lift your heels. You can sit down with a shoulder press on the way up. Minute starts now. Breathing deeply. Let me come see since I can't do. You want to make sure that the knees are looking at your second and third toe. So we taught you for years in group fitness that with the squat, the knees should stay back over the ankles. That ends up with us all bending over. That's not the truth. Your squat, actually, your knees are going to go over your toes, basically. Drive the whole foot into the ground. You got it. Now, if you give yourself a little speed, you're going to give your heart rate a little bit of a bump. So you keep going. I love it. You guys look fabulous. And you have 20 seconds more. Do you remember what's next? Yeah, I like it. We've got a wide stance from some of you. That is going to make it more stable, but you also get a little more activation and engagement of your inner thighs that way. So that's always an option. Good. If you've added that shoulder press, you have every muscle in your body working at the same time. Hi, Erin. I'm so glad you're here. I have push-ups for you today. And bring that down. So second exercise, walk out to plank. If you're banded, stay banded. Why not? Walk out to plank, solid plank, tap, tap, walk back in. You have 1 minute. Breathing deeply and enjoying. So this is definitely a little bit more of an intense way to work, I believe, but it also really allows everybody to take things at their own pace, which I think is just so important, especially when we're working in this way. You have 40 seconds more. Make sure in that plank that your fingertips face forward and not to the corners. You want to make sure that those wrists are nice and secure. Press through all 10 fingers into the ground. Get that shoulder lined up over your wrist. That's super, super important. And you got 20 seconds more before we go back into that bridge for one more set. Hopefully you're starting to breathe a little heavier. I'm going to give you a water break. It's coming. I saw that face. You got it, guys. Hang on, hang on. And come on down for your bridges. That should feel like, woo. Okay, so another choice here. You can take your regular bridge, pushing out if you're banded. You can take a bridge, go for a walk, put it down, drop the hips, squeeze. So what this is going to do is shift all your weight into that one glute on the standing leg. If you're banded, you're going to feel your hip flexors working a little bit harder, and it's going to challenge your core stability as you shift side to side. If you don't want that, if that's not your thing, just keep those bridges going. And for bridges, speed is not necessarily optimal. Pull the hip flexors down before you lift, squeeze the glutes. How much muscle can you put into this? Yes. You got about 25 seconds and you're done with our first round of 4 rounds of exercises. Look how fast that goes. We may just get through 3 rounds, I don't know. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it out and get some water. Come to standing. I'm going to use this so that you can see what I'm doing, but this is your dumbbell. So the movement is, for our first exercise, the movement is this. 1 foot in front, 1 heel up, legs are close together, drop the hips, touch the floor, stand up, go the other way. That's called a crouch. So option 1, body weight crouch, works really well, right? It's a shortened lunge. Option 2, you take your dumbbell, you put it on the floor. Crouch down, pick it up, switch hands, crouch down, put it down. Crouch down, pick it up, switch hands, crouch, and put it away. Yep. So again, slow and steady till you get what it needs to look like. And then you have a minute. Back heel has to be lifted off the floor. Let's see what we got. Hips below the shoulders. Spine is really long, so keep the shoulder blades together. Good. Step over, crouch. Yeah. So the front leg, it's the opposite hand, putting that dumbbell down and picking it up. You got it. There you go. Yes, good change. Yes. Hang on. Yeah, half a minute more-ish. Good. So get it. We all have to pick stuff up off the floor, right? Get it all the way down, let it go, pick it back up, start over. That's it, 20 seconds more. And then we have my favorite back exercise of 2021. You got it, guys, hang tight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yes, looking good. And come to the ground with that 1 dumbbell, please. Your knees are wide on the ground. You've got 1 hand underneath your shoulder pressing your fingertips into the ground. You can come to the flat of your fist if you need. Drop your hips so that you're in plank. Dumbbell in the other hand, touch your hip and put it down. Touch your hip and put it down. So squeezing your lats to make that happen. Now, I'm going to warn you, a minute is going to feel like a real long time here, and that's okay. Right? So renegade row. If anyone's brave enough, come to your toes to do it. It doesn't have to be fast with that dumbbell. Hold at the top a little bit and feel your lats, the back of your shoulders, your biceps, and your core, most importantly. Yeah, now, are your hips shifting to the side that has the dumbbell in it? Don't let that happen. Take your feet further apart. Drop those hips, make them even. You have 20 seconds more, guys. Looking really good. Neck is nice and long, ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Yes, yes, hang on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come on up. You can choose to keep your dumbbell in your hand. If you do, it's up here at your chest. You can choose to do this without a dumbbell. Whatever hand was using the dumbbell, that leg kickstands back. No weight in it at all. One-legged squats. Go as low as you can. You can have that kickstand. You can do it without a dumbbell, right? You can pick the foot up off the floor. You want to squeeze the side of your tuchus right here on that standing leg, but you also want to squeeze the inside. So everything feels like you've got a tube of muscle just holding you up there. Good. Good. So no weight in the back leg. It's not a lunge. It's a one-legged squat. And then once you get that going, how low can you go? Can you go to the same depth as your typical squat? That's the big question. You have 15 seconds more. So you should feel a little burnage in that standing hip. And hang tight. We do it all again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this time, if you want to take both of your dumbbells, that's okay. You're going to crouch, put them down, pick them up, turn around, put them down over here. Pick them up, turn around, crouch, put them down over here. If you want to walk a little bit into it, you're going to get a little bit more through your heart rate. So put them on the ground, pick them back up, get over to the other side. Big, good crouch. Hips below the shoulders, spine is long. That's it. Keep going. Woo. So you got about 30 seconds more. Make sure that your hips stay below the shoulders. That's it. Keep the shoulder blades together. Looking good. Yes. Yes. And remember what arm you used on that renegade row, because you're going to use the other arm next. And you have 10, 9, 8, 7. You got it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on down to the ground. Looking good, guys. So if you're feeling a little gaspy and a little out of air, that's correct. That's what's happening here. Okay, so knees are wide, shoulder over the standing wrist, come up to the flat of your fist if you want. Dumbbell in the other hand, touch your hip with a dumbbell, put it down. Hips stay solid. If you're ready, you pop up to your toes and keep going. Now, this is not something that you're gonna do as fast as you can. You wanna take it up, hold, squeeze for just a tick, and then slowly put that dumbbell back down. This one is way more about control than it is about speed. When you bring that hand up, pretend like you've got a towel in your armpit that you're trying to hold there. Don't let the towel go. Yes, chin is up, ears over the shoulders, hanging tight, and you have 10 seconds more. These minutes can be long, eh? 5, 4, 3, 2, stand up. You can hold a dumbbell here at your chest. Other leg, one leg squat. Set yourself up, kickstand. Your foot behind you, no weight in it. Sit down and come up. This knee is going to go over the second and third toe, but the secret here to protect your knee is on the standing leg. You have to drive this heel down as hard as you can. So knee goes forward, heel presses down. You can tell this is my good hip. I can do it. All the way down as low as you can go. Drive back up. I've got a little bit of a balance here with this kickstand, but I'm not pushing into my back foot at all. Round 2, almost done. I can't believe how fast this goes. My goodness. You guys got it. So no weight in that back foot. It's not a lunge. You got it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a deep drink of water and come back to me. No weights. Last round of exercises, guys. So, Erin, I guess you can guess what we're going to be doing here. First one, though, is reverse lunge, reach over to the side, come on up. Other side, switch legs, reverse, reach, come up, right? Looking from the side. Back heel up, reach to the side, come up. And again, the slower you go with more control, the safer it is and the more muscle you can get into. Once you feel like you've got that control, speed it up a little bit and let it really work your heart. While you're working, there was an article today talking about HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training, which is kind of a version of what you're doing here right now. Usually we work more low and slow, which means that your heart is elevated for a lot of the time. This is giving you energy bursts in spurts. There's pros and cons to it. If you do it a little bit every week, you're strengthening the mitochondria in your cells at the cellular level. So you are giving yourself more energy by working. 15 seconds more. That being said, you need the low and slow for your heart. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on down to the ground with your 2 dumbbells. On your knees, 1 dumbbell in each hand, elbows in. Option 1, 1 arm at a time. Shoulder press. Option 2, both arms. You have a minute. Go. Shoulders, triceps. At the top, I want you to really focus on squeezing the back of your upper arm. And when you come up, you want to look like the letter V instead of bringing them together. Out here, there you go. Press the shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze your glutes. They are still holding your posture up. That's it. Bring the elbows all the way down. So you go from a V to a W. For a V to a W. Yep. Breathing deeply. And know that this gets a little uncomfortable, especially when you know your next exercise is your push-up. She says with a naughty laugh. It's all good, guys. This is your last round of exercises, right? Super good. Hang on. 10, 9, 8. You got it. 3, 2, dumbbells down. Hands are wide on your knees or on your toes. Start your push-ups. Big exhale straight through. The slower you go, the fewer you'll do is my helpful hint here. Most of you can pop to your toes to do a couple. Give it a whirl. If you get stuck, so what? It's okay to go to failure. If you go a little bit faster because you have control, know that your heart rate's going to elevate. So you get lots of choice there, guys. You got about 30 seconds more, so pace yourself. Chin is up. I love that I can see the work. This is so great. Hold on, 15 seconds more. I hope you're having fun. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it is time to recover. Child's pose. That is it. If you can believe it. That is it. Take your hands from one corner to the next corner and really focus on your heart rate coming down. Corner to corner, feel the back stretching out. And then Go ahead and crawl out to be propped up on your elbows. Pressing your elbows into the ground, reaching your toes back, squeezing your glutes, pulling your belly button up to your ribs, lift your chest and look forward, and now drop your chin. Breathe a little deeper, slow it down, shake your head side to side. Go ahead and lay down. Prop your forehead on your fist. Grab one ankle in your hand, pull the heel to your bum, flex that ankle, and press your hip into the ground and hold. Breathing deeply. Feel the quads, feel the hip flexors stretching out. Belly button pulls away from your spine. I hope that made this feel a little bit quicker pace than what we normally feel. And because I couldn't really do it with you, I hope that you feel like you still got a really good workout. Switch sides. Pull the heel right to your bum. Let your knees stay touching each other. Tilt your pelvis under. Yep, and really squeeze the glutes of the stretching leg. Breathing deeply. And beautiful, let that go. Come into child's pose, but put your elbows in front of your knees, palms on the floor. Exhale, round your back. Pack your rib cage back towards your spine. And release. And one more time, exhale, round. And release, come to your knees. Take one hand against your thigh, one hand reaches over, shift your hips over. So a big semicircle, half moon, rainbow, whatever you want to call it, and release. So my hip is going to go that way as the rest of me goes in the other direction. Reach through those fingertips. Feel your lats, feel your obliques, feel a little bit into your psoas. So squeeze your butt and release. Either stand halfway upside down with your butt to the ceiling or come into your mobility squat. So knees are by your shoulders, heels are on the ground. And just wiggle your thigh bone inside your hip joint and enjoy that. Let your pelvis just spread open. And now, hands to the ground, tailbone up. Move your hands to your shins, please. Inhale. As you exhale, tighten your quads. Press your chest forward as your tailbone reaches back. Feel the backs of the legs. And slowly roll up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Put your arms in cactus. I'm going to move mine up a little bit so you can see my face, not just my belly. Take one arm across, give yourself a delicious little shoulder stretch. Hopefully by now your heart rate's back down, you're breathing a little bit more to normal. If not, you want to walk around drinking your water for a couple of minutes, and that should take care of that. And switch. And notice that the more you work out, the faster the recovery happens. So we can get you really good and out of breath. And the stronger we make you, the sooner that out of breath feeling goes away. Roll through your wrists. Go the other way. Give me some feedback, please.